Hello you, welcome to Geekism and welcome to Evil Genius 2. My word, I've been waiting a long time to say that. I haven't just been waiting the couple of years we've known about this game. I've been waiting for about 15 years to be able to say that, and I'm very happy to do so. Thank you so much to Rebellion for providing me not only a copy of the game a little bit early for you here, but also for sponsoring this video as well. This is a first look, an early look at the game before its full release at the end of the month. If this one looks like it's something you're interested in, make sure you check out the link in the description to the Steam page where you can wishlist it and get ready for the full release. And of course, keep it here on Geekism with the subscribe, because we are going to be diving so deep into Evil Genius 2 once we get the full release later in the month. We're going to jump in with a new game. I've got a limited amount of time with this one, so I'm going to there's a quick start. There we go. Maximilian on medium difficulty. Perfect. So Max is one of 4 genii returning into the game. He's the only one who's returning. There's also Red Ivan, who was a minion, a super minion in the first game. He's coming back, voiced by Brian Blessed as well, which is pretty awesome. And then there's 2 new ones. There's a scientist lady called Zalika, and then there's a more politico lady called Emma, who's actually voiced by Samantha Bond, who people around my age will know as Moneypenny from the Bond movies, the Brosnan Bond movies, which is pretty awesome. The other returning folks include James Hannigan. He's the awesome composer of the original score, and he's done a completely new score for this one as well. So super excited about that. Here he is. Here's Max. We're going to tilt the camera. There we go. Who do you think you are? Now, I'm afraid I'm going to skip through a lot of these cutscenes because, again, I've only got a limited amount of time I can show you with the game, but they're very funny, so, we'll look at them more in depth with the full release. We need a vault. Somewhere we're going to put our money. Nice. And now we actually have pallets.
The amount of gold you can keep in your lair.
So in the original game, these just sort of popped up, these piles, but now we can actually specify where we want them to be, and it looks like, reading the flavor text of these, we can actually improve them later on for higher security, which is pretty cool.
Once you are done.
So obviously, this one wears its heart on its sleeve. It's very much a successor to the first one, but they have made some really great changes from what I can tell. Very sort of quality of life changes of the first one. Gone are the days of watching a minion slowly grab a suitcase and run to the depot and then run back with dynamite and blow it up and then run back to. Now they have these awesome guns that can do all sorts of things. They can carry objects, they can get rid of rock, they can add rock back in. Lots of really cool things, and that's how we see the room gets built now. And it's obviously still is a bit of a time thing that you've got to think about as your rooms get built, but it's certainly not the crazy slog like the original game used to have, especially towards the start of the game. So that's really good. We're going to get these last couple of bits finished off, and that's our vault. And as the last piece goes, you'll see the vault get finished, and we get some sexy little lights going in and stuff like that, which is all good. There goes our door. Boom. Love how the stuff really flunks down. Plonk. Art style and everything about this game just seems to have a really good sort of feel to it. It's really chunky feel. It's what we like. So our gold is safe. So now we're going to add a barracks. Now the first couple of rooms, because it's a bit of a tutorial, first couple of rooms, they specifically want them built in certain spaces, which is cool, but eventually we are going to be able to change all these up and sort of do our own things as well. So barrack beds have changed a little bit. They need to be against the wall now, which is kind of interesting. Again, we can increase the size of that barracks a little bit later on, but that's enough to get us started off with. So the game's objectives are split into a few different parts. The main objective, that's your main sort of narrative, your main story, obviously starts off here as a tutorial, but eventually will be our sort of, evil take over the world plan. There's also some side stories, which looks like it's going to be how to get sort of advanced minions and things like that. And then there's also optional ones that are just little things, build another 6 beds, open up another 2 rooms, things like that. And they just give you a little burst of cash, which again, in the early game is really quite useful, because obviously the main source of getting cash is going out to the world map and stealing it. But obviously we aren't really set up for that just now, so that is a good way of bringing in a bit of cash to start off with. The barracks are great for our staff at night time. Our crew can go there for a little sleep, but in the daytime they want something a little bit more suitable. So we're going to build them a mess hall. Let's put a couple of those down. There we go. They can go in there and get themselves a bit of grub. Second counter going in. Oh, finishes the mess hall, but then completely wipes us out of power. Nice. So we're going to need a generator pretty quick. Now, I think at this point, we can build it wherever we like, which is good. So first of all, let's extend our corridor out this way, because we can't have everything right down the front of the base. I mean, it's just an accident waiting to happen. As soon as these naughty little agents of justice start ploughing their way in, we've got no chance, have we? So let's build. I think, can we not build that way? Oh, there's like a different type of rock here. Oh, that's new. Okay, well, in that case, we need to probably ease up a little bit on the corridor. Then there we go, and let's try that again over here. There we go. What I'm thinking is a nice lot. I prefer to do like a long, thin room for power. I just find that works out pretty well. Let's have a look how big the generators are here. Oh, okay, so we've got a 6x3. Oh, that's pretty beefy generator. We need to place 2 generators. Okay. That should be okay. I feel like as long as they can get to them some way, that's not going to be a problem. And then we'll also get just a doorway there as well. Boom. Confirm. And they'll start working on that. And we'll get some power back, because it's not good at the moment. All the doors are open, and oh, talking of doors, we could probably do one here actually. Boom, there we go. No reason not to have all these doors everywhere. Oh, and then here, look at this. How cool is this? While that's getting built, this is our oh, sorry, confirm, yes. This is our front, literally a front now. In the original game, you could build a hotel down on the beach, and it was kind of useless. But now we actually will have this casino front. Let's have a look. A broken fountain. Anyone who tries to turn it on might get a shot. Just sell it. Okay. Is that going to give us some cash? Yeah. Okay. Do we sell all of this? Mostly just a rock. Yeah. I think the idea is that we may be valuable. Sure. Yeah. Okay. So we clear this place out, do we? Nice. Look at this. And I also really enjoy these pillars that can be placed down that also to work into the room layout. That's really neat as well. The casino is cleared out, and our power is very quickly getting restored. Oh, bonk bonk. There we go. Let's give us 17 power. Oh, I see. So we're generating 29 and using 12. So that number there tells us how much is our sort of leftover. Okay, that's good. We need to place an incinerator. Ah. Oh, that's where body bags go. Nice. Okay, so no longer do we have a freezer. We're incinerating the bodies and getting some use out of them. That's pretty sweet. I guess we'll stick an incinerator there. Nice. Okay. Open the character collection screen. Click on old Max. Here we go. Where are you, buddy? Here he is. I want you to come and stand 3 foot away. Thank you. Very good, Max. I think that's just showing me how we can move him around, isn't it? There we go. Look at him go. He's speedy. He's got a wriggle on. I like it. We now need a control room. Yes, of course, because we're not going to be able to get out into the world before we can see what's going on. So I feel like here is a pretty good spot for a control room. Let's do a 4x4 and bring it out this way. With a view eventually to go to here as well, because I would like to move this gold further down into the park. I was going to say into the vaults here, because I don't even think in this version that our workers even need to get to the gold actually. So it used to be handy having it near the front because they would run the gold off to buy things, but here it seems like the money just goes, we're working in escrow here, which is much more modern. So I think we could probably put that gold stuff a bit further away. So let's have a look. We need some radio repeaters. If we can get 3 along there, as if we planned it, that'd be pretty sweet. It doesn't tell me how many. It just says build 1, but I think 3 is probably acceptable. So let's put that in. Again, I think forethought is an important aspect of this game. You can build tiny rooms, but you very quickly need to make this space a lot bigger, and so it is something to think about. In fact, I am actually going to do that here with these barracks. I'm going to make them into that size there. And then I'm going to move, yes, all of this over here, and we'll have a wall. Oh, there we go. That's a nice thing. You can just sort of click and hold down, and that'll... Oops. Oops, whoops, whoops. There we go. Interesting they have to go against walls. I kind of like it. It's definitely something to think about rather than just having rows of them like I was used to do. So I'm kind of annoyed that I'm going to get rid of those books there, but maybe we can put them down specifically later. Look at that. I love it when stuff like that happens. A little space either side there, like I meant it. Also, building 2 lockers in here is an optional objective. So let's do... No, I don't think these lockers have to be against the wall. So how about we do something like that for those? That would be kind of neat. Plenty to get on with here, which is good because we're going to need some cash soon. Let's have a look. Construct a generator. Okay. Oh, track on HUD. That's good. And construct lockers. We're already tracking that one. So construct 2 more generators. Well, I'll happily throw those down because, you know, they're always going to help with extra scope. And if it gives us cash, we might just make those generators free, I suppose. Let's have a look. How much do we actually gain for that? 7,500. And a generator costs 3,000. Oh, so we make 1,500. Well, that's the sale of the century, isn't it? That's the deal of this. That's a steal. That's a deal. I don't know what I'm trying to say. With those in place, we can now head to the world stage. Now, this was the part of the game in the original that always felt a little bit tacked on. It looks like Rebellion have completely built this from the ground up. It is now almost its own game, this thing. It's basically a full sort of little RTS thing going on here. It's pretty incredible. So we've got the regions split up as you'd expect. You know, Patriot, Smash, Saber, all of those are back, are returning in the game, which is great fun. We can pick anywhere of these to sort of develop into. It's suggesting some, so I think we'll go for, how about a little bit of South America? That might be cool. The Eastern Smash Republic. That's a great band name. We're going to scout this area out. Okay, so scout basically sends a few minions here to set up a little base, and then from that we can start working out. Now, in the past it was just a case of moving minions around this map. In this version of the game, minions are much more expendable, just like they should be as an evil genius. You send minions out to do a mission, and at the end of that mission they go into hiding, they shave off a little bit of gold, and they leave and do their own thing. So minions are, pretty much expendable, so you've got to keep a constant supply of new minions coming in, because each time you go and do a major mission here, you will send out some minions, and they either die in the process or go off to live a quiet life. You don't really care because you're an evil genius. We can speed up, that's good. And you'll see a little helicopter will pop out and send them over here as soon as they're ready. So if we head back to the world map here, we'll actually see them like running off. They may have already gone in there now, but you actually see them sort of running off into there, and then the helicopter takes off. Oh, I can even hear it. I think I can even hear it taking off. I think we must have just missed it. And then it's flew over here now. So now they're taking this time here to constructing the criminal network. Doesn't take long. They fly through setting up a criminal network. They're pros at this sort of stuff. There we go. And then as soon as that's done, boop, here we go. All packed up, send me the word and I'll come back with plenty of gold. And he's saying, come back, never. You can take a bit of gold for yourself. Okay, cool. But now we have this little outpost here now. And this little outpost is basically our base of operations here in this area. So whilst it's... let's just slow down time. So whilst this is here, we can do stuff in this area, and just like in the original game, we generate heat by doing things, and the more heat we have, the more agents will come to check out our island. It does look, as far as I can see at this point, that the notoriety scheme has been removed. So in the other game, that was the sort of what's the word I'm trying to think of? Currency, I suppose, in some ways. You know, you wanted high notoriety. Looks like they got rid of that. Instead, it's more controlling the heat coming up and down. So, you'll see here, eventually we can upgrade our base. We're currently level 1 of 4, I assume. We can upgrade our base with some research later on, and that will increase the amount of heat we can handle. Also how much money we bring in from this sector, and also the kind of schemes that we're going to get. But then also these schemes here, for instance, this first one is literally just gain some cash. It's really sort of showing us what we're doing. But then also these schemes are going to be, just like you would expect, things like capture a valet or capture a guard, or, steal items of interest, but also there are schemes out here that will reduce your heat as well. So it'll be maybe do a good deed or make the newspapers concentrate on something else for a while, and it might cost money or workers, but it'll actually reduce your heat. So there really is that sort of it isn't just a case of doing stuff and then leaving it for an hour or two while the heat comes down. You're going to have to actively try and remove or gain heat depending on what you're doing, which is really pretty cool. We are getting ready to start bringing in some enemies here for training purposes. So we're going to need somewhere to stick them. So the game is suggesting a prison, which I think is a sound idea. We're going to put a little prison here. Specifically prison. I remember the original game. The holding cells were built into an armory, right? I'm going to put 2 of these down. We also have an interrogation chair. Oops. Which we'll put one of those down as well there. But this looks like it's specifically for prison uses, and to be honest with you, that might be better a little bit further back in eventually, but for now we'll put it there and we can always rebuild it later on. Holding cells are ready. These got a huge upgrade since the last one. I mean, it was just a box before. Now they've got a bed, they've got a little sort of bidet area here, you know. I mean, it's not, you don't get the most privacy, but still. You were pooping on the corner of the floor beforehand, so that's a nice upgrade. Okay, on the world map, there we go. So now, here you go. Here's a better example of what one of these looks like when it's all up and running. So the bigger tasks here, such as go and grab a scientist or whatever, but then we can do these ones here that are just bringing us in some cash. Look at that, 50 grand that one does. 6 workers, and it takes 35 minutes. Wow, I wonder if that's in-game time. I think it is, you know, 50 grand, that's pretty crazy. But then after that, 40 heat we'd have, should be pretty high. We'd actually hit our maximum heat. So we'd have to use some of these here to bring our heat down afterwards, which is pretty good. So that one, oh, that one we can do just for 10 grand. It's literally a paid thing. Or that one we can do there. It takes a little bit longer and we send workers to do it. Well, there's this one here for 10 grand. Only gives us a bit. So I would like to do that one, but we're going to do what the game tells us to. We'll go and grab it. So here they go. We can see them now running out of the place. They're going to go and grab us a scientist. It was, wasn't it? Yeah. So our first specific minion then is a scientist. It doesn't look like we had to interrogate them. He was quite happy to come over and start working for us. We just happened to find an evil mad scientist, which is pretty neat. So there we go. We can see that we have 1 scientist currently, and we would like to get more, but obviously, you know, we're going to need to train our regular boring minions to do that. So we're going to need a training room. And I think a training room just off the barracks here is probably not a bad idea. So if we build something like that, we'll throw a door on there, because even though it doesn't really need a door, it just helps when we start getting agents later on. Okay, so and we'll just do, they just want 1 science thing. Cool, that'll do. That's enough to get going. And I've also started building over here to move our vault away from this main door here, because this is a little bit scary as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to start putting my little laddo here. Now, one thing I don't know is whether or not he just, in the original game, he just gave off a bit of an aura genuinely that sort of helped him out. It looks like that's a specific thing now. We can work harder and train faster. But I'll just leave him there for now. I'm hoping eventually we can get a nice sexy inner sanctum to go and sit him up in nice and safe out of the way. But everyone seems to be working pretty hard. We'll speed the game up a little bit. There we go. And whilst those are getting done, let's see if there's a little thing we can do here on the world map just to kind of bring in a little bit of fun and games. 10 gold? Yeah, go for that. We'll do that. That's going to put our heat to 45. I wonder what maximum it is. I wonder if that just means something happens at 50, or if we physically can't go over 50. And we might have to start doing one of these to bring it down again. But see, that one's going to cost us 10 grand, and this one is earning us 10 grand, so they basically wipe each other out. But I wonder if others will pop up, perhaps. I hope, at least. But look at that. The graphics are fantastic, isn't it? What an upgrade on the original one there. Look at that. Really beautiful. And obviously, eventually, here they come. They're getting started on that. Good for you. And, you know, eventually we can come and spread our wings a little. Move further over this way. So, I wonder if there's any optional ones. Oh, there is. Oh, there's one we've done. Nice, cool. Look at that, without even noticing. So, establish additional criminal networks. Construct an additional radio repeater. We can do all of these. We can only track one of those on the HUD. Okay, interrogating agents. I don't think I've even seen an agent come in yet. But yeah, when they get here, they can. So let's just ease up a little bit. Right, scientists. Ah, okay, so now we can have some more scientists. So let's say I always want 2 scientists. There we go. Now, the other good thing I like that they've done with this one, a bit of a change, is that we don't need a trained minion to be working here with them. Now, if they're not doing anything else, they can, and it will help speed up the process. But if our minions, you know, obviously at the moment our science minion doesn't have that much to do, but later on, if we have a lab and all our science missions are busy, this guy can come over here and just get started, and he will just train up on his own, which is really good. Which I think is a really great improvement, because sometimes you get all your valet minions wiped out, and you're midway through the game and you've got to go and get one more valet guy from the map again to start all over. It's a bit of a funky way of doing it, I think. So I'm a big fan of this here, where if he will work on his own and get stuff done, but if there's someone around, they can really help, and I think that's a great way of doing it. So we've got 30% gold capacity, we've got 28 available power, we have 26 minions. We have a generated, used, and available broad strength. Okay, we have 5 intel. I don't really know what that means yet. And we have no security yet. Minions will not return. No, I know they won't. There we go. So now we've got pretty high heat here. So, I mean, I don't want to do that one because that'll just spend the 10,000 gold that we've just done. I mean, that's 50,000. I mean, that's pretty sweet. But for now, I think we'll just sit on that for now. Your minions will not return. All about that. Oh, they were arrested. Oh no, never mind. So what has that gained us? Oh, we can now build a lab. Come into the lab and get on the slab. We have a data bank. We have an impact analyzer. Nice. We have a whiteboard. Okay. Well, I imagine this has got to be a pretty big room. Laboratoires 50. Oh no, not so big. Not so big. But one thing I will say is that the lab is most probably a bit of a dodgy looking room. It's not the sort of thing you want people to find nice and quickly. So perhaps we build it up the back here next to our vault. Again, still kind of got to figure out how the rooms sort of work together with each other. But for now, I think we'll just build it up and over here. They want a whiteboard. I imagine that's got to go against the wall. It has. Okay, so one on one side. I mean, that's just going to bug me forever if that isn't synced. So let's do something like that just because we can. There we go. There's our whiteboard. Is that all it wants? Construct whiteboard. Okay, so I'm actually just going to put the whiteboard down for now because often I've noticed these bonus tasks will be put the other stuff down, right? So for instance, we can't aggregate again, so we can totally put down another radio repeater. But when we built 3, when we only wanted 1, we could have done that there, you see, and got that pretty easily. But I don't mind putting another one down. So we'll do that. Up in that corner, and because it will bug me otherwise, let's put one in that corner as well. There we go. And they're working it, but look at all these people just hanging around, like nothing to do. You see, so we need to go and give them something to do. That's getting started now. We have a new optional objective. What's that? And 20,000 gold from schemes. I mean, that will happen eventually, I'm sure, but it's not something I'm going to really work towards. Establish additional crime networks. Let's do that. Let's start to sort of spread our fingers into a few more pies. I apologise for the for that. 3 workers, 30 seconds. Patriot have a number of well-staffed standard outposts in this region. So I think that means, like, it's difficult. Patriot has a number of research facilities and standard outposts in this region. Patriot have a number of standard outposts. Patriot has a number of well-staffed covert op stations and standard outposts. So I don't know what these mean. I imagine standard presence in this region. I imagine that the lower the presence, the better, right? Smash has standard. Smash has increased presence. And I don't know about this one there. We're here, but it suggests that might be a good one to do. Scout. And then how about over here in Africa? Number of well-staffed research facilities, military bases, and standard outposts. I wonder if this is... So, well-staffed military bases suggest we can get guards from there. Research facilities suggest we can get scientists from there, maybe? Military bases and research facilities in this... Well, let's try that one and see if we notice any difference then. Because at some point, we're going to have to push this a little bit. We haven't seen a single agent yet, so I imagine that's... who are you? Oh, you're one of my scientists. Okay. Oh, nice. Let me check you out. You're looking good, dude. Tom Lumpen. This is good. So, you're one of my scientists, and that's what you train, right? Workers into scientists. Nice. Now, I'm pretty sure there was a tech guy as well. But no, at the moment we've got 2 scientists. But that's good. They're pottering about. They're getting work done. The whiteboard's on the way. I'm sure they'll start running over to here eventually. And our money has disappeared. I'm assuming we just paid for something because that was pretty crazy. But now this room here we can get rid of, I hope. And our whiteboard is in. Wow, how cool does this room look? I love it. That's not a whiteboard. That's like a super techie screen. I'm kind of into it though. So what's this users look? So these must be our other scientists we can open up later on. That's cool. But we now have a research screen available. Let's have a look. But also another main objective. Let me just check that. Is the main objective just look at research? Yes. Okay. But we've done that. Nice. We're nearly there with that one, I think. And then those 2 will probably happen within time. Okay, so research. Let's have a look. Oh, nice. This computer console allows the generation of intel while being worked on by minions. Intel is crucial for advanced world domination. Huh. This one, but it wants us to do minion stuff. Okay. Larger storage bays allows more minions to store their equipment in the depot, increasing base minion capacity. Nice. Lair minion cap goes up by 10, which is currently what? It's not very good, so yes, okay. Scientists in the whiteboard and 10,000 gold. Sure. And is that one, is it? We can also do a genius improvement. It increases the genius's morale by 50, increases the genius's alive and smart. Oh, nice. Increases all henchmen's morale. Oh, that sounds good as well. A stun club rack. Arm minions with portable electrified batons. Oh, nice. And obviously, you know, we've got the whole trap system that we haven't even looked at yet. Which is another huge part of the game. Locked. Global operations. Computer console. So that, what does that do? Unlocked computer console. Doesn't really tell me what it does, but later on we can do increases broadcast strength. Lookouts. Increases the amount of time it takes heat to build. Oh, that's good. Decreases the rate heat builds. Yes, I'm into that as well. There we go. Upgrade criminal networks. Allows you to upgrade criminal networks level 2. That was the one I'm interested in. Cool. But later on, eventually, what? Dead air? Disguise your radio broadcast in the white noise between the channels for free broadcast strength. Oh. Some pretty awesome ones later on. And we can also do Lair stuff. Provides emergency power. Improved mining technique. They dig quicker. Laser door. Wow. Anyway, let's do the one it wants us to do, which is to just have more minions, which is very useful. Not quite as flashy as some of the other ones, I'll be honest, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to get the stuff done, right? There we go. So there, he's going to get working on that. In the meantime, we need to click old thingy here, and we can do work harder. Oh, we don't want him to do it here. We want him to do it where people work. Okay. Come over here and see if we can get this research going a little bit quicker. I'm just going to stand behind this guy and scream at him. I'm sure that will make him work much, much harder. I'm not sorry, that's the voice he has, right? Is that actually working? Yeah, it is. It is. I tell you what, listen here, you. Get on this. I don't know why he spends like that now. I love it. This guy's like, oh my god, I'm just trying to do some research, sir. He's still behind and screaming. Fully inspired. I'm not sure it actually helped, but sure, he's completely inspired now. We have our first side story. Guard introduction side story. Nice. Well, hold on, because we need to complete a scheme as well, which might do 2 in 1. Learn the ways of the guard. Yes, we need a guard. I want to start the side story. What we need is a little more muscle around here. You're right. Here we go. We're going to get a guard. Brawn Stars. Nice. From sort of Western Africa here. What's this? Oh, Central Africa, this one. Is that the Western, Central? What's this one then? Eastern and then Southern, I suppose. Yeah, and Northern? Well, there you go. It all makes sense, doesn't it? So here from Central Africa, we're going to grab a guard. This one here is the one we're doing. We're just waiting for our minions to transport. And I've also, just because it might be fun, I've sent them over here to grab 50 grand. A member of the clergy has been embroiled in a scandal, but nobody needs to know if we're paid. He was moonlighting as a short order cook. Superb. I think that's probably the least scandalous thing a member of the clergy's done recently. There we go. Helicopter's gone out and we have begun grabbing of the guard. So yeah, looks like, by the way, 5%. Yeah, looks like this is pretty much in real time. If we speed it up, it obviously runs quicker, but yeah, at regular speed, that's pretty epic, man, that those are going to take like 30-40 minutes. I mean, I think the longest one I remember in the original game was maybe 15 minutes, 20 perhaps, but yeah, that's good. Good way of getting some solid cash. We have a guard, at least we have, you know, the beginning of a guard. Do we see them come in? Let's have a look. It might take them a moment to get back here, I suppose. But when they do, I'm going to interrogate them so bad. Here he comes. James Murphy. Yeah, very high suspicion. I believe you would be, James, since we've just knocked you out. Brought you in from your lovely guarding life in Central Africa. So are you sort of escorting him? Yeah, there we go, look. So you've been escorted there. What's that? FOJ, I wonder. Oh, which justice you're with, perhaps? But you're a no one, really. We need to learn how to... Oh. I'm so glad he didn't notice. He could have totally made a run for that then. Okay, there he is. He's stuck in the holding cell. He's not happy about it. He's having a big stretch. I am tempted to sit on here and see if he poops, but I feel like I shouldn't because I don't want to get demonetized. So instead, I'm going to escort prisoner to the chair there. I hope we get lots of fun interrogation devices like we did in the original as well. That'd be really good. The chair's your basic one, but I remember throwing people into like food mixers and all sorts. So who's going? Here we go. Milika Hutchinson is going to go and interrogate them. So again, I think the system is a little different here because in the original one, whoever interrogated the guard, for instance, here would become a guard and then would go on to train more guards. Where I think here what happens is that the interrogation of the guard gives us the knowledge or the blueprint for guard training, which again I think is a subtle difference, but look at this. But you know, is a difference that really works, I think. Is that like a just a light, is it? Let's see if we get a better look of it. Yeah, it looks like it's a big light on him. Oh, yeah, smack. Okay, and yep, both. Never mind. And gets body bagged up. Nice. So let's see what that's done then. Training room items. Yeah, so there we go. So basically the interrogation of that guard has given us the ability to train guards rather than that interrogator specifically becoming a guard. So that's neat. We'll put 2 of those down. And that will let us do that. We've also got confirm all. Yeah, we've got an optional one to pick up. What's that? Interrogate an agent, of course, and complete a scheme. Great. That's we're working on. Hire 6 more. That will just happen in time. And complete a research. Again, that will happen as soon as our scientists here pull their finger out and do that. A lot of people hungry. I've put down some more food places. Right, I think we will leave this one here because, again, I'm a little bit limited in what I'm actually allowed to show you, but I think that's given us a great look at Evil Genius, at least to begin with, and there will be a second part of this one where we hopefully get some guards trained up and move forward before the full release of the game at the end of the month. Again, make sure you go ahead and wishlist it on Steam, and if you're not already, make sure you subscribe to Geekism for lots more Evil Genius very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, be good. Or actually, no, don't be good, be evil.